Kissables. Oh my gosh. It has been an impromptu break. Yeah. So the month of April, you do not get any shows from me, but that's okay. It was a break. And basically that's the close of season 5. We've been on since the beginning, January, up until April. And up until the end of March. And there was an impromptu break that was much needed. Everything is fine, but I'm happy to be back. So we're here for the month of May, where it is the theme of this month is dating your mate. This is dating your mate month. So I'm going to bring you quite a few things that you may feel like doesn't really have anything to do with spending quality time with your significant other, but if you've been a fan of the Kissable Nights podcast and you've been listening to all of our past episodes, you will understand that everything affects you and your relationship. So that's what we're going to discuss. I've been asked to get back into sexual things as far as couples, which that is to come. I have a couple things that I wanted to talk about as far as that as well. So I am the Kissable Diva, you all. If you are new to the podcast, thank you so much for listening. We really appreciate it. Make sure you share it with a friend. Share it with anybody that may be able to use any of the information that is shared on the Kissable Nights podcast. I make sure to bring on guests as far as couples and specialists in the different subjects that we discuss here on the Kissable Nights podcast, as well as tips and tricks and hacks that I provide you as well. So if you want to comment, send me a message or anything like that, make sure to go to the Kissable Nights. Make sure to go to kissableretreats.com. You'll be able to leave a message. There's a pop-up that asks you to leave a message. You'll be able to leave a voice message. Or I post a blog about each podcast that I post every Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. I post a blog about it. You'll be able to write down a comment or two. With, continuing the discussion. It doesn't end here on the podcast. The podcast is made to give you ways to bring up different ways to discuss different topics concerning your relationship. So with that being said, I wanted to go back over season 5. Season 5 is officially closed. Usually I do like a sort of a recap, so you can count it as this, the first episode of season 6, but I forgot what number we're on. We're like 27, 28, something like that. So I'm just going to let some couple of clips run, and I hope that you enjoy. And if you haven't listened to any past podcasts, please do. And it's not too late. It's never too late to go on the website and find where I posted that podcast and make sure to comment or leave a message, a voicemail. You might hear yourself on the podcast. So with that being said,
y'all know what a field goal is?
Let's go. Is that the little
yes
at the end, at the two ends?
Correct.
It used to look like a Y, but now it's like, I don't know, maybe it does still look like a Y, kind of, sort of.
Kind of, but it's more boxy like.
Right.
That's a field goal.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So you don't throw the ball, ladies. That ball is never thrown through that Y-shaped thing. Okay? It's kicked.
That's a good thing to know.
It is a good thing to know. Okay? So you throw the ball to the end zone and someone catches it.
Mm-hmm.
But when you trying to get it through that Y-shaped thing, you do not throw that ball through there. That would never happen. You kick the ball through that. So that's called a field goal.
Okay, awesome. You want to get in the habit of learning your partners the way that they communicate, because guess what? Communication is key. And that's one of the things that helps the foundation of a relationship. Communication. And if you're able to communicate with your partner and you both have the same goals together for your relationship, then that's something to make your foundation even stronger. Communication is deep, and it's not, and I hear couples say that a lot, especially the couples that I have interviewed, and they don't necessarily quote unquote have to break down. They've just took the time to learn each other. They took the time to learn how to communicate to their partner. So it's not like they've actually put a label on how they communicate, but they just broke the code and basically know how to communicate with their partner. They know how their partner communicates. They're not trying to change their partner to communicate just like them. They learned how their partner communicates, and then they changed the way they approach them. And that's what it's all about.
The biggest way I think that you can be a part of an activity that you're not interested in necessarily, and spend that time and support your spouse or your boo or whoever it is just being there in the moment. And so you just be there in the moment, be present, and then, ask questions. If you don't understand something, like wait for a timeout to ask questions.
Right.
Don't be asking them during when we about to hit the game-winning shot.
Okay.
So don't distract your man from the game or whatever he's watching, but just be there and be interested and say, or when he's cheering, like, man, oh, that's awesome. Even if you don't know what happens, like, hey, well, what happened after, when you get a chance, like, well, what happened? Why were you so excited?
Don't neglect your health. A lot of time as women, because we're caretakers and we're trying to do it all and take care of family members and work, we put ourselves last. So definitely taking the time off, even if you have to schedule a day off from work and go to different appointments that same day, definitely putting your health first.
Absolutely. I agree. Absolutely. I love saying this. My latest post. Do something your spouse loves, and you just might love it yourself. Do something that they love. Do something that they love. And even if you don't like it, just understand and respect why they do. I talk about this all the time. Y'all know if y'all listen regularly. With that being said, I hope you guys value these 10 ways to appreciate the woman in your life. Longer kisses, massages. These are things that most people feel like they have to do all in one sexual session, which is not reality. You could just do a massage before you go to bed so that you can help you relax before you go to sleep. You don't necessarily have to have sex or have to have penetration, but you can do the massage before you go to sleep, and it makes your sleep so much better, so much more relaxed. The body is very relaxed and able to go to sleep. Sometimes it's just good to be touched. You know what I'm saying? So good to be touched, and just, again, letting your partner know that you see them, you appreciate them, and that, even though you have these lives of working and coming home and sometimes falling into these routines, changing it up or acknowledging them in that way can help with those dry spells. Kissables, thank you so much for your support. I look forward to your input, and we have a couple things that I have things lined up, but I'm waiting on other things to take place so that we can roll them out. And with that being said, thank you so much for listening, and I hope that you enjoy these flashbacks.